Hi there. Welcome to Sunnyside Journals. I'm Catherine. I'm here today with a flip through of a journal that I created from a 1964 book. This book was originally called A Song of Sixpence, and as I said, published in 1964. It has two signatures that are done by hidden hollowback binding, and that meant that I could keep the original spine. So what I did was the original title was down the spine, and it was in purple, which I didn't want to incorporate into my sort of wintry, Christmassy theme. So I covered it with lace because that reminded me of snow. And then I liked the shades in this trim with the greens and browns and ivories, and that just sort of reminded me of woods in the wintertime. So I went with that, and you can see there's fabric from, because I did a hidden hollowback spine, I left the fabric untrimmed, and there's also a little bit of lace right there on the top and the bottom. So there's the attention to detail is here because I really enjoyed putting this beautiful little Christmas winter solstice seasonal book together. And there's a little bit of everything in there. There's a little salute to everything that comes at this time of year for my family at least. So hopefully it rings true for you as well. Let's see. I guess I should go over right now what's new and what has been found either at thrift stores, estate sales, yard sales. This bulldog clip is new. I think that's it for what's new in here. If I come across anything else that's brand new, that I've gone to a big box store and purchased it, brought it home to put it in, I'll try and point that out. But as far as I know, when we get to it, there's a little bulldog clip here. It looks old, but I have rusted it to make it match the rest of this beautiful little book. Otherwise, everything in here is from thrifted sources. This is truly a junk journal, but as always, I always say it's called a junk journal. This book is not junk. This is just absolutely precious. I have made a closure here. I wanted some sparkle and I wanted some natural. So this actually, the toggle is wood, but the cord has some gold sparkle. There's wooden beads, but there's also some gold beads. And I think that that's a nice little balance for this time of year of honoring nature and still wanting a little bit of pizzazz. The cover is from an old Christmas card. Actually, it's a Christmas card that our family gave out one year. And of course, I saved the leftovers as ever. And so I fussy cut it, and then I trimmed around the edges with gold paint. And I Mod Podged over it, mostly to give it a bit of texture. If you feel it, you'll see that the Mod Podge just gives those branches a little bit of texture, and I like that sort of thing. And then there's two more little creatures on the back here, an older fox and a young fox. All right, let's take a look inside. It's got a plate on it that says Wonder, because it really is a time of wonder at this time of year. So I thought that was appropriate. So as we open it, you'll see I have saved the front page from the original book, and I thought that looked very pretty. So I stamped around it. That almost reminds me of a wreath with holly berries. The end papers, front and back, are from Christmas paper placemats that I bought probably 15 years ago. And they've actually been in my Christmas decorations boxes for all those years. And when I was going through my boxes this year, I found them and I thought, okay, they're not getting used for the table. These are going into journals. I was able to also save the publisher's name And then I loved their little logo, so I just repurposed it back into the book. And I think that's nice. It's nice when you can do a little salute to the original interior of the book. Throughout this book, you will find quotes here and there about winter and Christmas and solstice, just that sort of general theme. And this one says, winter is not a season, it's a celebration. The fabric inside you'll see is pine cones. So you're going to find lots of, again, natural shades. I went with browns and greens and ivories and whites, very calm, peaceful colors. And you're going to find quite a bit of animal life and birds, but you're still going to find Santa and some children and that sort of thing. So there's some eyelet lace down the edge of this. This was from a business file folder. All the papers, again, have been thrifted, and then I have tea dyed them. Here is a tuck spot made from a Christmas card, and I used the inside of the Christmas card to so that nothing gets wasted. Here's the front page of the original book from the interior. I was going to do something with it, but I thought, look at all that beautiful blank space. That's just wanting to be journaled on. So I left it as is, and I've tucked it into this little tuck spot. And I think that goes there nicely, and that makes for a nice little journaling area. I've done some stamping of snowflakes throughout, and I've also done embossing of snowflakes. I have a little snowflake embosser. You can see here. There's a snowflake embossed right there. So those are throughout the book as well. Here's some music, and it's a nice long one, as you can see. And the other side will be over here. A little birdie in winter getting some of the seeds out of a pine cone. A little bit of stenciling. Lots of space for you to do your own thing. I didn't want to overdo it with what I do, so that you can do what you want to do. There's some ledger paper, but I still had to add a little bit of animal life. So there's a lovely big hare there and some snowflakes stamped, and I thought this eyelet looked like snow. Some music, and again with the theme of winter and solstice and stars and sun. The title of this song is Twinkling Stars Are Laughing, Love. A little Christmas house. It says Merry Christmas and Santa's going down the chimney. That's from a book that I had of Victorian Christmas games, and I fussy cut it out of the book. This book is, this page is from a book that is about, it is an old book, but it's about antiques and what to look for when you're purchasing antiques. So I took a page, because winter is cold, I decided on pages about cast iron stoves to try and keep you warm in the winter. In the center here is a little tag with children collecting twigs for kindling. So I added a little word snippet there that says winter, the winter. And a little birdhouse. And on the back, just some juniper berries and foliage there. That's what else is new. I knew it would come to me. Some of the pages that needed to be reinforced have washi tape, keeping them stronger. And the washi tape is new. I think my dog is having a dream. Hold on, I'm going to check on her. I can hear her going, wit, wit, wit. Hold on. Okay, she's good. Yeah, she was having a good dream. I always imagine that they're chasing bunnies or chasing squirrels and running through fields in their dreams when their legs get going. More tea-dyed paper. Again, washi tape. The other side of that music. Here is a stamp, Republic. You know what? I'm not sure where that's from. But it's a Christmas stamp, and it's got Mary and the baby Jesus and the Christmas star. So I thought that was appropriate there. Oh, here's Santa Claus hiding behind the music. And again, the other side of the bank account reconciliation paper. These papers are actually really, really huge, and I can usually get several spreads from one sheet of paper. Here's the clip that I was telling you is actually new, but I rust them to make them look old. And then I've added some of the fabric that matches the spine. It's got pine cones on it and a little bow. And then here is I fussy cut out of, I have the book about Edith Holden's life, The Edwardian Lady. And this was from that book. I fussy cut it out, but then I put a new back on it and I stamped it so that it really is a postcard. And I added a stamp from Canada. This is from 1967. So I would have been 7 years old. That was the year of our centennial. That was a big deal here. And then throughout, if I haven't applied the quotes here and there, I've just included them so that the new owner can put some of the quotes in if they want. They can chuck them if they want. They can use them somewhere else if they want. Here's a little fox wandering through on this music. And a little word snippet. It says deep peace. And again, this is a big wide page. Lots of room to do whatever you want to do. Maybe you want to keep all your Christmas tags or Christmas cards. This, I love this. I fussy cut this out of a Christmas book, and I'm sorry, I just had to put it in because, I mean, who thinks of a Christmas pig with jingle bells and a tag that says Merry Christmas? Part of me worries that that poor fellow is going to be the feast that night. Turkeys didn't really come around to being a Christmas dinner till quite recently, actually. It was usually roast beef, roast boar, game like venison and that. Or if you were poor, the way my family always was, apparently rabbit was quite common. And you know what? I enjoy rabbit. So this is from a book, a Reader's Digest book on birds. And I just loved it the way it was with the wax wings. And apparently they do like a bucket brigade with berries, and they'll go on a branch and they'll just keep passing the berries, and the last guy on the end gets a berry. I thought that was very cooperative of them, so I had to include the whole thing the way it was. And it's a tuck spot, so I've included some lined paper from an old children's school notebook, and I just put that there. So that's the end of the first signature. The second signature, again, has another quote up here. More lace. I like to put lace on the beginnings and ends of the signatures. Here are a few little tuck things. This is also from... That's one of... I'm shedding. Sorry. This is also from Edith Holden book, A Little Squirrel. And that's a tuck spot. And just a few little things, a few more little quotes. A little journaling card with Father Christmas. And then I made a journaling card from chapter 25 of the original book. I thought that was kind of appropriate. So there's space here for journaling. And then you can also journal on the back. And there's another quote and a pine cone. A belly band, stamped fabric, and more journaling space in there to end up putting wherever you want. More tea-dyed paper. This is from an old magazine called The Work Basket. It's actually from December 1957. So this was an article on Christmas cactus. And a few things, little crafts that you can make. Here's the other side of that banking paper. And then I made it, it's so big I was able to fold it and make a tuck spot here. And there's a few little things in there. This is a bookmark. This is a scan of I have the actual real bookmark. This was from my great-grandmother's Bible. So, and you can journal on the back. I've backed it. A tag with Santa, Father Christmas on it. A little, some journaling space. It says notes, and a little cardinal in winter. And then some more journaling space. That page folds out. The pine tree, spruce tree. Just a tiny little page, but still a cute little journaling spot. And I liked how this turned out. It says, winter is the time for comfort. It is the time for home. And then there's a little picture of a little home in winter. Some more music. I've edged it with lace. Well, at the lace chopper. And I thought this one was perfect because it mentions a star again. Beautiful star in heaven so bright. And these are old Christmas hymns. Angels ever bright and fair. So there's some angels here. Little Victorian angels. And again, this side is also edged. There's a little tuck spot here with a little baby bear who's wandered out of his den in the snowy winter. This is from that children's book again that I found that every single page is embossed. If you feel this, you can actually feel the trees and feel the snowflakes. I made a tag from the first chapter of the original book. And there's journaling space on all the sides. And again, another quote. This one's about bears. Bears in winter, and they're hibernating. And there's a few more bears, a mama bear and a baby bear. And more room here. Flip out, and I just tucked in some more paper in there. Again, embossing of snowflakes here and there. Another little tuck spot on that accounting paper, so I included a, this is a real postcard of Skippy the squirrel. So that's the real deal, and from the appearance of it, I would suspect this is 1960s, possibly 70s, but I would wager money that that's 1960s, and I thought he fit in quite well with the theme. A little owl there. This is the other side of the work basket with some recipes, some Christmassy recipes. And over here is plum pudding. I looked at that. I think my recipe is better. But you know what? You never know. A little bit of stenciling here. Children around a Christmas tree here with candles. I'm old enough that my mother, who is still alive, in her childhood, they actually had candles on their Christmas tree. And she talks about it. It's one of her most vivid Christmas memories because they were very poor, and usually they could only afford enough candles to light their tree on Christmas Eve and then light their tree again on Christmas Day night. So it made it extra magical for them. When you can only light your Christmas tree for 2 days out of the whole season, those are very two special nights. And she talks about it often, how they would light the candles and just sit and watch their tree with these real burning candles in their tree. Now, of course, we're terrified of it, but imagine how magical that must have been. Here is, I made this funny little guy here, and I actually like how he turned out. I backed it. He was in a book, and he was actually in the seam of a book. So I thought, well, I'm going to keep him the way he is. So I've backed him and stamped lines on it so he can be journaled on. And then I just sewed him in as an afterthought. So if you don't like St. Nicholas where he is, you can just snip these threads and you can put him somewhere else. I've just hand sewn that in. But I rather like him because the children are there and it's like he's bringing the toys. Another belly band here with that beautiful ribbon. And there is another Christmas postcard. This is one of the ones that we did together a few weeks ago. So it is actually from the 1980s, but I have antiqued it to make it look older. A journaling card made from some leftover end paper, and then another, this is out of a little book that I found in a thrift store once that's just all about nature and sun and moon and stars. And so that I've tucked in there. You can put it wherever you like. More eyelet lace near the end here. On this final page, I've put a, now I forget what kind of jay that is. Warbler's jay? I'm going to have to look it up. Anyhow, lots of journaling space again. Another one of the quotes. I loved this one for the end of the book because it says, "No winter lasts forever, no spring skips its turn." And I think that's rather appropriate for the ending of a winter book, that you're looking forward to spring. And then I made a little library card pocket here, and I kept the copyright date from the original book and put it there. And then, as ever, I always include a bookmark. That's my mother and my grandmother. So actually, those are the two ladies that had the Christmas tree that had real candles on it, which is pretty cool. And then it's not a Sunnyside journal without index cards. So I made up a couple of little index cards, and I've just tucked them in here into this library pocket. So that's Little Wonder. And this is going to be available in my Etsy shop. If this video is up, it means it's available. It could also mean that it's sold. So it's just, I find that so many people inquire, and I'm very, very honored and touched when people contact me about purchasing a journal that I'm already working on. But as I always say, I never know, first of all, when it's going to be ready, and second of all, I really base my pricing on how long it took, how much work went into it, how much genuine ephemera went into it, how many hand tea-dyed papers. There's a whole bunch of things that play into it, and it's just impossible for me to predict. So I just feel it's more fair to simply, for the people who are following along on my Instagram and here on YouTube, that when it goes on to Etsy is when the video goes live and when the announcement goes on to Instagram. And most likely that will be Thursday, December 5th. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed looking through Little Wonder here. And if you celebrate anything this season, whatever it is you celebrate, I hope your celebration is wonderful. Thanks for watching, and we'll talk soon. Bye.